I've scaled an online community, 3,600 members in less than 6 months and sold it for over $3,000. This year alone, I've collected over $40,000 in cash and I'm only 16 years old. And I'm going to be teaching you the mindset and business foundations that helped me along the way to reaching 0 to 40K in less than 12 months. So I'm going to give you guys the exact frameworks, the exact steps, the exact systems which I used to reprogram my mind and reset my business from scratch, so then it was able to generate over $40,000 in cash. Now the first thing we need to see is all big entrepreneurs emphasize this. All big entrepreneurs emphasize this. If you look at Sam Ovens, right? Alex Hormozi, Iman Gadzhi, Nick Setting, right? Charlie Morgan, all these entrepreneurs, these are massive entrepreneurs. Sam Ovens has founded School 2020. He's partnered with Alex Hormozi now, so they're creating a thing called School. This is a massive e-learning platform. This is going to change the way that people view online learning. Iman Gadzhi, right? 5 million subscribers on YouTube. He's a millionaire. Nick Setting, another millionaire. And Charlie Morgan makes $1 million every single month, and he has one of the best courses on the planet. So these guys are actually massive entrepreneurs. And there's one big thing which they all emphasize. And that big thing is the power of mindset, right? Mindset is so important. Mindset is what separates an average entrepreneur from a killer entrepreneur. And if you want to make money, if you want to make serious amounts of money online, then you have to master the power of your mindset. You have to master your mindset. And I'm going to be teaching the exact systems which I used to master my mindset in less than 10 months. In fact, you guys will even master it in a couple of months if you do everything which I say in this entire video. Now, obviously, mastering your mindset is going to take time. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that happens over a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It takes months and months of consistent effort, consistent output, that then you're going to reap the rewards after a couple of months of consistently putting in the work. So first off is we need to change the identity of the person who is capable of hitting all your goals. Right. So let me just go over this in a bit more detail. So mindset is what separates an entrepreneur, an average entrepreneur, the guy making $5,000 a month, from a killer entrepreneur. Killer entrepreneurs making 10, 15, 20, 25, 50K a month plus, even 100K a month. That's what a killer entrepreneur is. And mindset is the only thing that separates them. One thing I want to emphasize a lot is the first 2 hours of the day will determine if you become successful or unsuccessful. The first 2 hours of the day. It all depends on what you do in those first 2 hours of the day, how you use those first 2 hours of the day. Now, one habit you should never, ever do in the morning is scrolling. Scrolling is going to limit your potential. Scrolling is going to make you broke. Scrolling is the reason you're broke. You scroll first thing in the morning. If it's not first thing in the morning, you're going to scroll within 2 hours of waking up. And that's the reason you're not making any money. The reason why scrolling is so bad, the reason people say scrolling is so bad, yeah, it does reduce your attention span. But another thing is, it gives you dopamine. It gives you that dopamine because it gives you that sense of satisfaction, fulfillment. It's short-lasted anyway. It's short-lasted. It's going to go away after a couple of hours. Once you start doing the work, all your dopamine is going to scrolling. So how are you going to find dopamine? How are you going to find energy to actually do work? So that's why scrolling is so bad. If you do want to scroll, then scroll after you work. I would never ever encourage scrolling. Never ever do scrolling. No artificial dopamine in the first 2 hours of the day. All right. Some examples of artificial dopamine could be scrolling, listening to music, eating junk food, eating sugary foods. That's examples of artificial dopamine in the first 2 hours of the day. If you want to become successful, then I would highly recommend you refrain from those habits. Now, what's one thing you should do in the first couple of hours in the morning is to get movement. Get movement first thing in the morning. Movement triggers like the blood flow. You want to get that moving. Movement triggers your mind being more clear. Your mind's going to be way more clearer. So it's just going to make it so much more easier for you to actually focus when you're working. So get movement first thing in the morning. Now let's move over to how can you actually change the identity of the person who is capable of hitting all your goals. Because there's a difference. Right? There's a difference between a successful thinker and an unsuccessful thinker. This is how an unsuccessful thinker thinks. An unsuccessful person is going to start acting like he's making $0 a month. Let's say he's making $0 a month. He's going to start thinking like he's making $0 a month because he's going to act like the person who's making $0 a month. He's not going to act like the person who's making 100K a month. Now, let's go over a successful thinker. He might be making $0 a month. He might not be making any money at all. But the difference between these two is their mindset. So a successful thinker is going to start thinking like how a 100K a month entrepreneur will think, like how a guy making 50K a month will think like. So it all comes out of decisions and habits. We want to change the identity of the person. So even if you're broke right now, even if you're not making much money, if you're on the 5K a month, you want to be thinking like a person who's making 100K a month. And this all comes down to your choices. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. So you want to start acting like the person who's already achieved those goals. So let's say you have a goal of making 50K a month. Start acting like the person who's already achieved that. How would they think? How would they go about their day-to-day life? What food would they eat? When would they wake up? When would they go to sleep? Do they have standards? What are their goals? What are their habits? Start thinking like that. Start incorporating that into your daily life, because if you can start incorporating their habits, if you can start incorporating their routines into your day-to-day life, then it's gonna make it so much more easier for you to actually achieve those goals. Right? So you want to start acting like the person who's capable of achieving those goals or has already achieved those goals. I want you to do this every time you make a decision. This is a small decision-making framework which I have stolen from one of the biggest entrepreneurs, and I want you to steal this as well. I want you to put this into your life. Don't take this for granted. Actually implement it into your life. So I want you to do this every time you didn't make a decision. Every time you didn't make a decision or you're prompted with a choice, ask yourself, will millionaire Muhammad do this? Or whatever your name is, right? Well, what would a millionaire do in this situation? Let's say you're Alex Hormozi. Just put yourself in Alex Hormozi's shoes. You have an option between waking up early and waking up 2 hours later. Waking up at 5 a.m. waking up at 7 a.m. The alarm goes off. You have two options. Do you want to think like Mohammed Faizan? Do you want to think like whoever you are? Do you want to think like a person making $100 a month? Or do you want to think like Alex Hormozi? Now, obviously, you would want to think like Alex Hormozi. And then you want to ask yourself, what would Alex Hormozi do? Would Alex Hormozi snooze the alarm? Or would he wake up at 5 a.m.? What would a millionaire do in this situation? What would a billionaire do in this situation? Obviously, he wouldn't snooze the alarm. He would get up straight away. That's exactly what I want you to do. And it all starts with these small things, small habits. It just compounds over in your day. You'll be surprised at how many choices you make on a day-to-day basis. You see, you make more choices than you can actually think about. So just every single day, just a small thing I want you guys to do, just go around your day and just every time you're prompted with a choice, just ask yourself, what would a millionaire do in this situation? Right, so that's a really, really powerful framework which I want you to steal. This is the decision-making framework. Don't take this for granted. Now, I want you to go ahead and apply this to daily life. Next thing is you don't listen to your brain, because your brain has led you to where you are right now. You're broke, you're not making any money, or you're not making as much money as you would like to. So why should you listen to your own brain? Why should you listen to the brain of the person who makes $0 a month? Imagine you're talking to an entrepreneur making $1 million a month. You would obviously listen to their brain. You would obviously listen to what they're saying, because they've achieved success. Their brain has allowed them to get to $1 million a month. So why listen to your own brain? Listen to the brain of successful entrepreneurs. Listen to the brain of your successful self. Now, if we go here, open this up. This is an identity change document. So I'm going to show you guys the exact framework on how to change your identity. So you need to change your identity, right? For all the following reasons which I've said in the Miro. So if we go back to the Miro board, these are all the reasons you need to change your identity. Look at all these successful entrepreneurs. All these emphasize mindset. They've already changed their identity. This is why you must change your identity as well. If you do not want to change your identity, then click off this video. You're not going to become a successful entrepreneur. I don't want you watching this video. I don't care about the statistics of this video. Just get off right now, because you're not going to be a successful entrepreneur. I only want to be helping future successful entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs. So stay on this video if you do want to change your identity. And let me just tell you guys a quick story that relates to identity. A couple years back, I was really, really obsessed with cricket. It was the only thing in my life that made it purposeful. I was like 10, 11 back then, right? And it was the only thing in my life. It was the only thing that would bring purpose to my life. I would watch every single cricket match. Literally every single cricket match. I'm not bullshitting here. I would watch every single cricket match. I would get home, run to the couch, put the TV on, start eating my food, which my mom made. I was just so happy. I had a big smile on my face. So happy watching the cricket on the TV. I was so absorbed in the moment, watching the cricket, literally watching whole test matches. If you don't know what a test match is, it's like 5 days of cricket for 6-7 hours a day. I used to watch that every single day for 5 days. I was so tied to cricket. I became so emotionally tied to cricket. I built this emotional connection. And what this emotional connection did is my identity started changing. I started embracing the identity of a cricket player. Then what do you think happened next? My habits started changing. My routines started changing. I started acting like a cricket player. It became part of my identity. I am a cricket player. I am an athlete. Those are the words that were already brainwashed into my head simply by just doing things over here, building that emotional connection. I started adopting these traits. Even before I started playing for a club, I was watching cricket, but I wasn't playing as much cricket as I am right now. I started adopting those traits even before I started playing for a club. Then when I did start playing, I could instantly see the results of my changing identity. My identity was cricket. Therefore, I naturally dominated the sport. Over time, my identity started changing for the better. I developed better routines, better habits. I started removing bad habits from my life. And now I'm still playing cricket. Yeah, my identity has changed a little. In a couple of years, if I do continue playing, I'll probably most likely end up getting paid for playing. But the thing is, all of this wouldn't have happened if I didn't change my identity. If I didn't subconsciously change my identity. This is why I emphasize this so much. Everything comes down to identity. Before developing any skills or starting a business, you only need to do one thing. And that one thing is change your identity. Trust me, do that one thing and I will guarantee you success. 100%, 110%. You can come back to this video. You can dislike this video if you want, if you didn't change your identity. I don't really care. But that's the power of identity. That's why I'm emphasizing this so much over here. That's why I'm emphasizing mindset so much over here. That's exactly how you can change your identity to become the person you want to be. Now, everything else in this entire Mario board is basically going to go over how to reprogram your identity. This is a 12-step framework which I've developed on how practical steps which you can implement into your life to start reprogramming your identity. So let's go over step one. Step one is to set a massive vision. Set a really, really massive vision. If you've read the book The Magic of Thinking Big by, I forgot the name of the author, but it's a really, really good book. I highly recommend you guys read it. The Magic Art of Thinking Big. It talks about setting a massive vision. Right? The bigger goals you set, the bigger the actions you're going to take towards them. Another book I highly recommend is the 10x rule by this massive entrepreneur named Grant Cardone, where he basically says, whenever you have a goal, have that goal, then 10x it. If your goal is to make 100K a month, make it $1 million a month. If your goal is to make $1 million a month, make it 10 million a month. So every time you get a goal, just 10x it. And that's exactly how you set a massive vision. Alright. The next step in setting a massive vision is to write out a manifesto. Now, if you guys don't know what a manifesto is, let me just show you guys this real quick. I grabbed this from Sam Ovens' Alchemy of Self. And this is some important things that you want to include inside your manifesto. So your manifesto is something you look at every single day in the morning to remind you of who you are, to remind yourself of who you want to be in the future. So it's like a daily read every single day. You read this every single day to remind yourself of the actions you need to take, to make sure you don't slack off, to make sure you have that motivation, to make sure you have that inspiration for the rest of the day, to make sure you continue on doing the hard work, even when you don't feel like it. So here's some important things to remember. So the first section in the manifesto, some important things to remember. So here's an example from my manifesto. Right. So I'm going to read all this out. It doesn't matter what is true, only what you believe is true, because what work will become true. Your thoughts create your beliefs. Your beliefs become reality. The universal theory of everything and the master algorithm of evolution is beliefs to actions to results to feedback. You must intercept your own algorithm at the belief stage. Take massive action with your new beliefs. Experience your results. Listen to feedback. And then iterate your beliefs and actions again and again and again, each time to perfect the process. Second, where you are in life, your current situation, it's all you're doing. You built yourself and your life. And it's you who's solely responsible for where you are right now and where you go in the future. There is no external force, person, or thing against you. It's all you. We are not physical bodies bound to earth by gravity with a hopeless existence. We are the evolution of light, away from experiencing consciousness, and what we perceive to be reality is simply a magnificent illusion. We create our own realities through our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. The best way to live life is to evolve yourself and achieve whatever you want, to become whoever you want to be. 4. We are not the highest version of ourselves which we can imagine. We are the lowest version of ourselves which we accept. Understand that you will do nothing to achieve your dreams, but fight like hell to not breach your standards. If you want to achieve your dreams and goals, you must turn them into irrefutable standards. 5. Be constantly aware of your own patterns of existence. As humans, we are constantly in conflict between the person we are right now and the person we want to become. The two selves are often at war with each other. And create a waveform like patterns of highs and lows. Take note of the highs and lows and look for markers to warn you of the turns so that you can catch yourself and correct them. 6. The key to all evolution is variation. And when you start to grow tired of what is in the light, you must face what is in the dark. We understand the dualism that exists in our minds and lose the binary stance of one true right and wrong, and one true me and not me. Nothing is static, and everything in this universe is forever becoming. The real question is, who am I becoming? Now, I just read a bit out of my first thing in the manifesto, which is important things to remember. Now, I'm not going to go over the whole thing here. You can just skim through it here, like step 8 and 9. Step 8, I forgot that 9, but it's 10. But yeah, that's the first part of your manifesto. You wanna have some important things to remember. And these important things are just basically, they serve as reminders, which you can just read every single day in the morning before you start your work day. Alright, next thing is the daily ritual. So I took this from Sam Ovens' Alchemy of Self. This is his daily ritual. So action. So take massive action here in confidence with your new beliefs. So first it starts off with belief. Who am I becoming? So intervene here by challenging your thoughts and beliefs. Then you want to take a massive action here in confidence with your new beliefs. And then reality, confirm becoming. Experience your new reality becoming. Experience feedback and adjust beliefs and actions accordingly. So that's just a way of like actions and beliefs. Now this is daily ritual. So let me just read this out real quick. So first thing in the morning, as soon as you wake up, read this Alchemy of Self journal or manifesto from start to finish. Remind yourself of what you want to achieve with your life, who you are becoming, and the legacy you have already started to leave. You are powerful beyond measure. Second thing is, when you look at your vision board and your goals for the future, read them out loud and imagine you have already achieved those goals in your vision. Make the image in your mind detailed and colorful. Experience the vision fully and let the positive emotions run through your body again and again and again. This is stacking rocks. The third thing is to read affirmations out loud to yourself and then imagine a situation where you achieve your affirmation and make that vision detailed and colorful. See with the positive emotions attached with that affirmation, run through your body again and again and again. Stack those rocks and program your mind the way you want it to be programmed. Fourth thing is to listen to your affirmations audio recording while resting on a comfy couch. As you hear yourself state each affirmation, imagine a situation where you used it and make the picture colorful and detailed. Let the positive emotions run through your body. Stack those rocks and drum the new programming in. 5 is pull out your alchemy plan and plan your day. State what you're grateful for, what would make today great, your current projects, and plan out your entire day from start to finish. Set the intention for the day. Number 6 is take massive violent action all day long. Execute your day just as the way you planned it. Be relentless and look fear and procrastination dead in the eyes. Make your character dance into no pain. Do the work. Number 7, at nighttime when you're laying in bed, complete this process over and fall asleep with your affirmations playing into your ears. Program your mind the way you want it to be programmed. When you wake up in the morning, repeat this process again and again. The only way you can possibly not get what you want in life is to not do this process. This is the process which Sam Ovens actually put together in this thing called the Alchemy of Self, which you can actually get on Google. But this is like a really, really powerful like daily ritual, which I read this out loud in the morning and then I start executing on it. So the same way, you can copy this ritual or you can create your own ritual. I'm just more tailored towards you. So this is my ritual, the one that Sam Ovens uses. I'm probably going to change it up a bit more as I get more and more advanced. But you can obviously have this ritual or you can make your own one. That's the second part of the manifesto, which is your daily ritual. Third thing is you want to write out your own manifesto. Now your own manifesto is basically a Wikipedia page. So your own Wikipedia page. So people search up, here's what they would find. So who is Mohamed Faizan? Mohamed Faizan is a multi-millionaire entrepreneur, an athlete that has changed the world. He's famous for helping millions of online coaches make more money, therefore helping hundreds of millions of people around the world. Through this business, Mohamed Faizan led a coaching revolution across the entire world, systematizing his business in such a way that no one would have thought. He is also widely known for changing the education systems in many countries and schools around the world to cater to the needs of entrepreneurs and actually raising strong men who are hardworking entrepreneurs and athletes. Mohamed Faizan has mastered art of business development, blah, blah, blah. And as you can see, like, that's my whole Wikipedia page right there. You should do the exact same for you. Next thing is your identity. So your identity includes character traits, body type, style, your achievements, your mentors, your branding. All this stuff is really, really important. I want you to go revise this in the morning every single day. So here's Sam Ovens' identity. So his character traits. He's awake. Sam wakes up at 4 a.m. every single day, works till 7 p.m. in his bed by 9 p.m. Relentless. Sam will stop at nothing to win and achieve his goals. Fearless. Sam is not afraid of anything and has a pain tolerance like nobody else. You can see his character traits are there. They're awake, relentless, fearless, punctual, genius, powerful, classy. Those are Sam's character traits. And you can do the exact same for yourself. Now, obviously, you're going to find more and more about yourself the more you live life, the more you push yourself. So obviously, like right now, nothing is perfect. Just do whenever comes to the top of your mind. Next thing is the body type and style. Haircut, short size, long top, slick back, combed over, dress, white collar shirt, slim fit pants, sports jacket. Yeah, dress, accessories, body type. You can see, literally, he's got everything there. These achievements: conquer all my fears and have unshakable control of myself at all times. A feature on New Zealand NPR wish list. I own a Black Squirrel helicopter and get my helicopter's license. Achievements, have your own achievements on there. Mentors, who have you been mentored by? Who do you want to be mentored by? And then branding. So this is an example of branding. Sam Ovens, revolutionary leader. Like, what do you want to be known as? If people hear your name, what should they know you as? Right? So for example, Sam Ovens could be revolutionary leader. Right? So this is really, really important. I know it's not a lot, like it doesn't seem like it's important, but if you do it every single day, this is going to be really, really important because this is the first step in actually reprogramming your mind for success. And every big entrepreneur does this. Trust me, every big entrepreneur does this. Now, the fifth thing in your manifesto is your next year goals. Right now, it's 2024. I'm recording this video. Next is going to be 2025. So I want to write down my 2025 goals. This is the format Sam uses. So he has, first off, his accumulated wealth goals. So what are his wealth goals for 2025? What are his business goals for 2025? Health and fitness goals, personal and behavior goals, and what are his standards? Because standards are so powerful. Forget about goals, set standards. Standards are going to help you achieve your goals. And those are his standards right there. Now, final thing which is inside the manifesto is affirmations. Now, if we go back to the daily ritual, it says he's going to repeat himself, as you can see, at nighttime. Play affirmations. So I want you to record yourself reading your affirmations out loud. Put on your headphones at night. Just let it play. Just let it play and keep it on repeat. So here's some of his affirmations you can take. I'm obviously going to do mine as well. I'm just going to read through some of these. So I always think and act today. I feel heroic, confident, and exhilarated. Knowing my actions today will create momentum tomorrow and the next day. I feel unstoppable. I am free and fear of rejection. Rejection is a necessary thing to achieve success. I act without fear of rejection and feel confident, strong-minded, and energized. I am good enough. I'm smart, helpful, and worthy of taking up anybody's time. Knowing I'm good enough makes me feel comfortable, confident, and exhilarated. So those are some of his affirmations. You can have as many affirmations as you want, but each affirmation must serve a purpose to your manifesto. Okay, so that's basically the whole 6-step process of creating a manifesto. Now, I want you to repeat this section where I go over the manifesto and start create your own manifesto. So again, let me just recap what a manifesto covers, the important things to remember. You read these things out loud to yourself in the morning. Second thing is a daily ritual. So what's your daily ritual? And then you got your own manifesto, so basically your Wikipedia page. Then you have your identity, your character traits, body type, style, achievements, mentors, branding, etc. Your next year goals. And then you have your affirmations. So that whole structure is your whole manifesto. Now, trust me, you do this every single day and you're going to start reprogramming your mind for success. Right, now we've completed step 1, which is to set a massive vision. Now we move on to step 2, which is basically about shifting your identity. So what's in shifting your identity? First off, we need to recognize that your current self, the person you are right now, the identity you're embracing is literally holding you back. Your current identity is holding you back from making progress. So you need to do this. So you need to first recognize yourself. You need to recognize that you're the reason you're not successful. Because you need to do this if you want to become successful or you need to achieve your goals. Now, the next thing which I want you to do is I want you to detach yourself from traits and habits that don't serve you. So step here is to do a constant self-reflection to filter out those negative perceptions. So what I would do in this situation is to detach yourself from traits and habits that don't serve you, is to grab out a piece of paper and just start writing down each and every single habit you do, each and every single trait you hold. Do a full audit of yourself. Now what I want to do is after you've done that, tick the traits which serve you, which tick the traits that serve you, and all the traits that don't serve you, just cross them out, cross them out, cross them out, cross them out. And then what I want you to do is I want you to do a bit of research and find out how you can stop doing the habit, right? So put an action plan in place. So for every habit, put an action plan in place on how you can detach it from your life. Let's say you have 5 habits to remove. Each habit takes a month, 5 months. 5 months of work, 5 bad habits gone. It's really powerful. Even removing 2 bad habits from your life, it can make a massive difference. You don't understand how big of a difference just simply removing a couple of habits from your life can make. And that's what the self-reflection is, to filter out your negative perceptions. The next thing is I want you to evolve your beliefs to achieve your new vision. Because once you have that big vision in place, once you've done the manifesto, or you can do it every single day, we need to have better beliefs. We need to evolve our beliefs. And the way we evolve our beliefs to achieve our vision is to expose ourselves, expose yourself to new perspective from those more successful than you. Now, that's a pretty simple action step right here. All you gotta do is just go on YouTube and start unsubscribing to every single person on the entire list. Every person you've subscribed to on YouTube, unsubscribe from them. And I want you to only search up successful entrepreneurs that are making over $1 million a month or 100K a month. Right. And only subscribe to 5-10 of those people and start consuming content every single day from them. Could be Alex Hormozi, Sam Ovens, Andrew Kirby, could be people like that, right? Charlie Morgan, Alex Hormozi, people that are making a good amount of money or that are more successful than you in whatever field you want to be successful in. And just start consuming content from them every single day. You're going to start opening your eyes up. You're going to start to embrace new perspectives. And that's the most powerful part. That's step 2 done. Step 3 is to accept all responsibilities. This is a pretty simple and straightforward one. Stop blaming external circumstances. Alright, I made an error here. Just fix this up real quick. So every result is tied to your actions and decisions. So every result you make is tied to your actions. Right? The result of me recording this video and uploading it to YouTube, that's tied to my actions and decisions. I made a conscious decision to record this YouTube video. I want you to only focus on things you can control. So I want you to write down a bunch of things that you can control or you can't control. I want you to write down a bunch of things. Get a piece of paper out and just write down things you can't control in your life. Write down things you can't control in your life. And then I want you to get that piece of paper and chuck it in the bin. I want you to forget literally everything you cannot control. Alright, that's step 3 done. Now let's move on to step 4, which is sacrifice the progress. I want you to identify and ruthlessly cut out unproductive habits. I feel like I've already done it over here, but then if you haven't done it, I want you to do it straight away. I want you to do it for all the habits that are holding you back. If you have 10, 15 habits, right? I don't want you to write down every single habit you have. I want you to cut them out. You're going to start to identify more and more habits. The more you journal, the more you find out more about yourself, the more you can find out habits that are holding you back. Then I want you to ruthlessly cut them out from your life. And then once you've cut them out, you can direct all your energy towards your goals. You can direct all your energy towards your goals because all the bad habits are gone. You can put your energy towards tasks that move the needle forward. Eat the frog tasks. Your hardest task in the day, do it in the morning. Next thing is I want you to start saying no more often to other people. Whenever someone says something that you don't feel like doing or you don't want to do or it's just a waste of your time, say no to them. Say no more often because as humans we've been programmed to say yes, 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 yes. But the more you start to learn to say no, the more successful you become. You need to understand that you have to sacrifice many things. To become successful, it's not easy. You have to sacrifice many, many things. Now, I am no means like making $1 million a month, but right now this is from everything from my experience which I've learned. Start saying no to other people more often. You have to make sacrifices if you want to become successful. That's what success takes. Right? That's step 4. Then you have to make sacrifices to make progress. Number 5 is goal-oriented habits. Yeah, I want you to start reminding yourself of your purpose every single day. What's your purpose? What's your why? That's in your manifesto. Put it on your manifesto. Next thing is to just stick it into your head even more. Is to get another piece of paper out. Write down your purpose. Stick it up in front of your room, on your laptop. Make it your wallpaper background. Your purpose should be everywhere. Make sure you're reminded daily about your purpose. Now let's go over exactly how to break down your monthly goals into habits. Because breaking down your monthly goals into habits is a really, really big thing, which people actually struggle with. So let me just do it real quick. So big goal breakdown to system. So first off, we identify a 5-year. You guys can see. So first off, we need to identify a 5-year vision. So what's our 5-year vision? Whatever it is, right? Let's say it's to make $10 million. That's a 5-year vision. Now we need to break it down to 1-year vision. So this year, let's say this year is 2025. So what's our 1-year goal? a 1 year goal could be to make $500,000 this year. Right, now how do we make $500,000 this year? Well, we've got to break that down into monthly goals. Or you can say quarterly goals, so quarterly goal. So let's say Q1 goal. Well, a Q1 goal could be to make $200,000. That's our Q1 goal. Or even $100,000 because things compound. So Q1 goals to make $100,000. Now from Q1, I have to say monthly goals. So monthly goals. And then month 1, make $10,000. So month 1 could be to make $10,000. Now there's different systems and habits which we need to actually build and develop and sustain to actually make this $10,000. So I want you to get another piece of paper out or get like a Google Doc open and just write down habits you need to develop, or habits of successful entrepreneurs you need to develop, or habits you don't have right now, or systems which you need to build to actually reach that month 1 goal. So we're gonna forget everything like right here, everything here. Just focus simply on month 1. So systems and habits. So it could be X, Y. It could be to learn time management. Get into flow more often. Right, another one, yeah, just example that, time management, get into flow more often. Right, then let's start tackling each one of these problems one by one. Time management. Plan your day the night before. That's going to save you so much more time, so plan your day the night before. Do it every single day for 30 days, it's going to be a habit, and you're going to do it for the whole year. It's just going to compound. So this is exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to program this into your head. Next thing is to flow. We're trying to get to flow more often. Set a deadline or time limit for every task you do. Right now I'm using Rise, right? So this is a really, really good platform. You guys can just, I'm not affiliated with this anymore. And in this part, it basically tracks everything in your entire day so far. You can like set timers for your work. Like I have set a timer for recording this video. Like all those timers, just set deadlines and a limit for every single task you do. Now that's tackling the problems now from there. That's when you've done that. Now the next thing is we want to say weekly goals. So week 1, what's our goal on week 1? Right, it could be to. These are performance goals. One thing I want to draw into your head, these are performance goals. Performance goals are basically goals that, or just action-oriented goals. These are like result-oriented goals. So these are based on the results to end outcome-oriented goals. We want to, for weeks or daily goals, we want to have process-oriented goals. Or action-oriented goals, right? So action-oriented goals are basically forget about $10,000 a month. You just want to focus on what actions you can take this week to achieve that. So it could be send 500 DMs, upload 5 YouTube videos, right? Take 30 sales calls. Right, these are like action-oriented goals. You can actually do this into your life. Right, these are things you can't just say, "Oh, I want to make $10,000 a month. I want to make $10,000 a month this week." You need to have a clear plan, and this is exactly what we're doing on a weekly basis. And then on top of that, another week, we need to have daily goals. Day 1, again, these are action-oriented goals. I want you to do this into your action-oriented goals and results-oriented goals. So action-oriented goals could be we're going to break this down. So 500 divided by 7, let's just say we send out 75 DMs a day. Upload 5 YouTube videos, script 3 YouTube videos. Take 30 sales calls, take 5 sales calls. So now we're breaking up these weekly goals into daily goals. It's just so much more easier. Because once you're focusing on daily goals, you can forget about all this stuff. You can forget about your weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, your 5-year goals. You can just focus on your daily goals. And once you focus on those daily goals, you build up to the weekly goals. Those weekly goals build up to the monthly goals. Those monthly goals build up to the yearly goals build up to your 5-year goals, and so on and so on. That's exactly how you build systems. That's how you break down a big goal into systems and habits. I hope you drew that to your head, and I hope you've taken action along with that. So those habits, which I just told you there, those systems are going to help you achieve your goals. Alright, next thing is you want to focus on getting 1% better every single day. You want to leverage the compound effect. And the compound effect is basically, let me just show you, let me just go on Google and search up compound effects. Let me just show you guys here. I highly recommend you guys read that book as well, The Compound Effect. So, this is the power of marginal gains here. Compound effect on habits. So here it is. So 1% improvement every single day. See, for the time, like, this is the time and this is the results you're going to get. So obviously once you're starting out, even if you focus on getting 1% better, you're not going to see that much results. You're going to go in a flat line. Then you're going to start to see a small increase, and then all of a sudden it shoots straight up. That's the power of getting 1% better every single day. And it's the same with getting 1% worse every single day. 1% worse, and it's flat lines. So 1% better and 1% decline. I want you to do this with your head. Get 1% better every single day. Now, how can we get 1% better every single day? Well, there's a few things which we can do. So first thing is we can do a daily review. So at the end of the day, every single day, grab your journal, write down what you did well, what you could do better. Right, what you did well, what you could do better. That's it. I just want you to write that down. And then I want you to have tomorrow's vision. So you already have tomorrow's goals out, which we talked about goal setting and systems and habits. Now we're just going to write down what do you want to focus on. So an example, like, what do you want to get 1% better? An example that could be talking to more people, pausing more in my speech, right? All these things, these compound in the long run. So pausing more in my speech. An example could be recording more. Just small habits. These are small things which you can just work on, talking to more people. You can start to talk to more and more people. Right? This is how you get 1% better every single day. Now 1% times 265 is 265% better. So at the end of the year, you're going to be around 400% better than the person you were at the start of the year. Even more than 400% because it compounds up. So you're going to be a million times better than the person you were at the start of the year. That's focusing on getting 1% better every single day. Now we move on to step 6 of this 12-step framework, which is psychological flexibility. Now, what is psychological flexibility? Well, it's basically detaching from your ego. So avoid clinging to temporary things in life. So stop clinging to things in life like people that are dragging you down or things dragging you down. Stop clinging to social media, the news. Stop clinging to these things in life that are going to drag you down. Right? And you want to make a pledge to yourself. You need to be ready to reinvent yourself entirely, because if you are not committed to making this change, then you're never going to make money online. You're never going to run a successful business. You need to be ready to reinvent yourself. Right? And one way you can start doing that is you want to start embracing more discomfort in your life. Actively go for growth. Actively put yourself in challenging situations. Actively go out there, get out of your comfort zone. The more you start to embrace discomfort in your life, in business, in life, whatever it is, that's where real growth lies. That's where you're going to make the most amount of money. When you put yourself in discomfort, when you put yourself out of your comfort zone, that's when you're going to grow. That's when you're going to make the most amount of money. Because real growth lies in discomfort. And that's psychological flexibility covered. Now let's go over 7, which is optimize your decision making. This is really, really underrated. No one actually talks about optimizing decision making. But it's just so powerful. It's the reason you're not making any money at all. So again, I think I already covered this, but just restating it again, for every choice you make, ask this: what would the future version of myself do in this situation? What would millionaire Jack do? What would millionaire whatever your name is? What would the millionaire version of you do? What would the billionaire version of you do in this situation? If you had the decision between eating a chocolate or eating steak, eating Weet-Bix, eating steak, what would the millionaire version of you pick? Obviously you'd pick steak. It's much healthier for you. It's much better for decision making as well. It's not going to give you that much brain fog. So obviously you're going to pick the steak. So for every decision you make, ask yourself, what would my millionaire version do? Align all your actions with the traits and behaviors of your future self. Every single action you make. The action of me recording this video, this is aligned with my future self. A millionaire version of me would be recording a video like this. And this is basically identity hacking. Identity hacking. This is a term I want you to put on a piece of paper and just stick it up on the wall. Identity hacking. Just keep it in front of you. Remind yourself, what would your future millionaire version do in this situation? It's just an easy way of stop to overthink. It's a great way for you to stop overthinking and actually easily make decisions. Next thing is ambition and realism. So this is basically making sure your goals stretch yourself. So make sure your goals stretch yourself, but they should still feel achievable. Right? You want your goals to stretch yourself, but not to a certain degree where it's actually a bit out of your reach and you can't achieve it. It should stretch you, but it should still feel achievable. Next thing is you want to gradually start to increase your aspirations. So let's say you set a vision. You work towards getting to that vision. And then as soon as you're close to hitting that vision, I want you to set it again. Set it higher again. Set it higher. And then you work towards it again, and as soon as you're about to achieve it, set your vision higher again. And then you repeat this cycle until you continuously keep on working and working and working. That way you can have massive aspirations and you're going to achieve a lot in life. You want to progress from smaller milestones to large ones. An example that could be daily goals to weekly goals to yearly goals to 5-yearly goals to decade goals, right? You want to progress from smaller milestones to large ones. Just compound effect. Just keep the compound effect in your mind every single day you wake up. Now, number 9 is pain avoidance. Now, first off, in pain avoidance, you want to find out your why. I think we already covered this somewhere over here in your purpose. Remind yourself of your purpose. But then again, pain avoidance. Find out your why. What's your why of working every single day? What's your why of waking up every single day? What's your why behind all your actions? Because a strong purpose is going to help you push past pain. Every time you experience pain, every time something goes wrong, when you have that why, when you have that purpose, it's going to push you. It's going to propel you to actually take action. You need to understand that discomfort is necessary when achieving greatness. You're going to have to experience discomfort. Every millionaire on this planet has experienced some form of discomfort. You have to face the facts. You're going to face discomfort. Whether you're ready for it or not, you're going to face discomfort. True millionaires are made in discomfort, in tough situations. That is when you prove to yourself that you're worthy of the person you want to be. That's why pain avoidance, developing a strong why, having a strong purpose is going to help you push past that discomfort. Number 10 is proven efficiencies. This is, again, we're back to the point of destroying all unproductive habits. I've emphasized this so many times. I've said it so many times, but it's so important. Destroy all your unproductive habits. Simplify your entire life so you can focus on growth. Simplifying your life means simplifying the decisions you make, simplifying the amount of decisions you have to make in your life. You can do that through Google Calendar, scheduling your day-to-day before. It reduces the decisions you make. Simplifying everything in your entire life, that's going to help you make more money. Think of Charlie Morgan. He focuses on simplicity so much. He emphasizes simplicity. He has like 3 tabs in the bottom. Like right now, if you can see, I have like 5 or 6 bars. That's because I have a few open. He has like 2. That's how simple his life is. He's got 1 tab open. I have 2, right? One's the pin one. I can make it even simpler. That's just small aspects in your life that you can make simpler and simpler, but they actually lead to massive results in the future. Resist distraction. Resist quick fixes. Whenever you see a shiny object syndrome or someone saying, oh, the new way to get clients in 2024, resist quick fixes. Focus on the fundamentals. Don't focus on irrelevant strategies that don't align with your vision, because irrelevant strategies are going to take you away from the end goal. They're going to take you away from progressing towards the large vision. Resist quick fixes. Resist the shiny object syndrome. Resist distraction. Iteration of identity. Once you've achieved the goal, I want you to reassess and set a new goal that requires further growth. This is pretty simple and straightforward. This is basic goal setting. Every time you've achieved the goal, just set a new one. Because every level of success requires more of your potential. And finally, number 12 is to leverage visualization. Visualization is so powerful. Use visualization to imagine yourself doing the daily actions that are going to move the needle forward. Reflect on your growth at the end of every single day. Do journaling at the end of every single day. Reflect on what you've achieved throughout the day. Do it to see if you've actually moved the needle forward, if you've actually made growth in your business. Because if you haven't, you can identify why didn't you make growth today. You can reflect on that so that next time you're not going to experience that again. Next time you know how to overcome that problem. Next time you're not going to have that problem again. So that's the 12 steps. That's the 12-step framework for reprogramming your entire identity. And I've taken this from tons and tons of research, hours and hours of research of Alex Hormozi's content, Charlie Morgan's content, Nick Sagan's content, and I've applied this into my own life. I'm still applying it to my own life right now. Millionaires, Charlie Morgan, Iman Gadzhi, Alex Hormozi, these guys are still doing this every single day. Until you've reprogrammed your identity. You want to keep on reprogramming your identity. It's something that never stops. So I hope you've taken some valuable steps, valuable information from that, and make sure you apply every single step into your life. Work step by step. Go from step 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, all the way to number 12. That's going to guarantee you the best results. Now, the next thing I want to cover is standards. Standards. They are so important. You need to understand this concept of standards, because this is the most important concept in business. By far, standards is the most important concept in business, and I'm going to convince you guys why. You need to make sure that you don't set goals lower than your standards. I'll tell you why. Once your goals are lower than your standards, so let's say your goals are here. Your goals are here, your standards are up here. Your standards for yourself are really, really high, but your goals are really small. What's that going to result in? That's going to result in failure. The reason it's going to result in failure is because your standards are up here and your goals are down here. It's just not in synchrony. Your goal should be a bit higher than your standards. That's a really, really good trick which you guys can use to actually accomplish more work. So you have this subconscious standard inside your brain that goes higher and higher and higher. So your standards, you see this? Every time you achieve a goal, your standards get higher and higher and higher. Every time you achieve a goal, your subconscious standard rises. It gets higher the more you achieve. And when you dip below the standard, let's say your standards are happy, you dip below the standard, you're not going to have that same sense of accomplishment or even the feeling of doing anything productive. Let's say we set a goal that was this in this high relation to our standards. You know, even if you achieve that goal in even a couple of days, even if it's a big goal you achieved it in a couple of days, you're not going to have the same sense of accomplishment if you set a massive goal around this, like around here, as compared to your standards, and it took you 1 month to achieve. You're not going to have that feeling of productivity, of accomplishment. So the higher your standards are, the lower your sense of accomplishment when you set smaller goals. So set higher standards. Now let's move all the way down here to business mindset reprogramming. So we've done this reprogramming mindset. That's reprogramming your identity. Now we want to reprogram our mindset. This is business mindset. This was life in general reprogramming identity. Now this is business mindset reprogramming. Let's go to the first step. So here, let's go over the nature of business. What does the nature of business look like? It comes with ups and downs. It comes with ebbs and flows. But why? You'll probably ask this question. Why does business come with ups and downs? Why not just a smooth linear line? Well, you need to understand a few simple things here. Business is an operation. It's like a chain. Right? Every link in the chain represents a different component in the business. So let's go over some chains of the business. So an example of one chain could be offer. Another chain could be acquisition. Every link, so these are the links. So this is all one chain. This is all chains of business. These are the links. Offer is a link. Acquisition is a link. Team management is a link. Operations is a link. Systems, automations, fulfillment. These are just some examples. Obviously, there's more and more links. But these are some examples of links inside the big chain. A business is a chain. So let me just show you guys a real world example of why business comes to ups and downs and how you can reprogram your mindset to make sure you don't have ups and downs in your business, rather you have a upward trajectory. Let me show you guys a real world example of this one. So let's say you open up, this is a real world example. So let's say you open up a new business that helps people lose weight. For example, you can charge $2,000 for the program. It's a 90-day program you're charging $2,000 for. In month 1, you put all your effort into client acquisition. You get as many clients as you can. But remember, you only have 100% of the energy you can devote to something. And you're putting 100% of your energy into acquisition. That's good, right? You're putting all your energy into getting more clients. Good. Let's say this month you acquire 5 clients. Since it's a price point of $2,000, let's say you've made 10K that month. You've collected $10,000 that month. Great job. You made $10,000 that month. Now let's go into month 2. You're not going to make that much money in month 2 because 100% of your effort cannot simply stay on acquisition because it must divert into fulfillment. Your effort has to go into acquisition and fulfillment because if you put 100% onto acquisition again, you're not going to get your clients good results. So let's say you put 50% into fulfillment and 50% into acquisition. That means you're going to sign 2 clients. You've made 4K this month, which is $6,000 lower than last month. Then next month you're going to make less until you offboard all your clients and put your focus back on client acquisition. Let's say it's a 90-day program. Let's say in month 1 you make 10K, you get 5 clients. Month 2 you make 4K, you get 2 clients. And month 3 you get 1 client, you make 2K. From month 1 to month 3, you've had an $8,000 gap. There's an $8,000 gap between month 1 and month 3. That's a pretty big gap. And the reason this happens is because you're not giving yourself the leverage to put consistent effort into the chain of the business without sacrificing much time. You need to be efficient. This is why you have so many dips in business. You don't know how to solve problems. Well, you're probably wondering, how do you solve problems? Well, you need to create leverage. How do you create leverage? You need to delegate tasks in your business, either through systems or labor. You need to be willing to give up a piece of the pie to scale the business. You're going to have to be willing to give up some money to scale the business in the long run. You need other people to help you out. You can't do this all by yourself. You need to have a team of people that are consistently working hard, just like you every single day, to help you scale the business. Otherwise, you're not going to scale. You may have to give 60% of your energy from acquisition and delegate to a setter so you can focus on other aspects of the business. So that way the setter focuses 100% on acquisition and you can focus on other links of the business. You can give setters or your team access to more time or more money, which is basically going to incentivize them to work for you. And you want to work on the business, not in the business. You need to build an infrastructure in your business. And this exact steps, which I've just laid out here, this is going to create an infrastructure in your business. So make sure you keep that in mind. Build a solid team. And I hope you take some ideas away from that real world example. Now, away from that, let's go over the final thing which we're going to cover in the Mindset and Business Foundations. And that is 14 mindset beliefs that are going to make you stay poor. So the first one is procrastination. Procrastination, I want you to take, every time you experience procrastination, I want you to take immediate action, no matter how small it is. If it's less than 2 minutes, do it right away. No matter how small the action is, take immediate action. Because when you put something off to the next day, you're losing your self-worth. Right? You're not going to have that self-worth in yourself. Your self-esteem is going to go down the more you put off something to the next day. So never ever put something off to the next day. Next thing is passive knowledge. This is going to make you broke. Passive knowledge is basically reading or learning key ideas, different ideas, without implementation. Without implementation, that's going to lead to failure. So how can we get away from that? How can we make sure we don't get passive knowledge in? Well, I want you to focus on one valuable lesson from a course you're watching or a book you're reading from one chapter and just focus on applying that. Forget all the hundreds of concepts you've learned in that chapter or in that video. Just focus on the one. It can be the same said with this video as well right now. Just focus on one key concept which you've learned and applied it. Then come back to this video once you've applied it and find another key concept. And just keep on repeating this process like that. Next thing is wrong mentors. What's wrong mentors? Well, it's basically listening to advice from people who are unsuccessful. It's basically seeking guidance from people who have achieved. So what you want to be doing is you want to be seeking guidance from people who have achieved what you want to as well. Because there's no point of someone, let's say you're an entrepreneur. There's no point of you learning how to make money from a musician. Sure, he can teach you a little bit, but he's not going to help you scale to 10K a month or past that. That's where you need to start, the right mentor. So let's say you're an entrepreneur in the coaching industry. You're going to go to another mentor. You're going to find a mentor in the coaching industry or someone who's had success in that industry and ask them for advice, right? That's how you find right mentors. Now, the fourth one is failure intolerance. What is failure intolerance? Well, it just basically means quitting after failing once. So every time you fail, you're going to quit. That's completely wrong. And that's the reason you're not making money. I want you to treat failure as part of the learning process, because once you're able to do that, once you treat failure as learning, then you can reflect, you can learn from it, and you can move on. Alright, now let's move to step 5, which is fairness fallacy. So, what is fairness fallacy? Well, that's basically believing the world is unfair. And when you believe the world is unfair, that's going to lead to inaction. So one thing I want you to do is I want you to accept the unfairness of the world, because the world is unfair. But I want you to accept it as reality. Accept that this is how the world works. And then find ways to work around it. Find different paths to work around it. Next thing is complaining. And what's complaining? Complaining is basically dwelling on circumstances. So how can you avoid complaining? Well, I want you to accept challenges as an opportunity to grow. Next is external dependency, which is basically expecting rescue from other people, which is never going to happen. I want you to take full responsibility for your progress. Take full responsibility for your actions. Take full responsibility for where you are right now in life. Step 8 is valuing opinions. Valuing opinions or prioritizing external validation is going to destroy your confidence. The lower confidence you can have, the less money you're going to make. So I want you to cultivate your self-worth and base decisions around your personal values. So stop valuing the opinions of other people and value your own values, right? Make decisions based on your own values. Next thing is avoiding discomfort. I've said this many times in today's video, avoiding discomfort, but it's shying away from challenging tasks. It's just as simple as embracing discomfort, because that's where the money is. Embracing discomfort, you're going to make money once you start embracing discomfort. Number 10 is tolerating mediocrity. And what that basically means is accepting mediocre results. And that's going to lower your standards. It's going to make you go below. That's not what you want. We were talking about standards over here. If I just zoom out. Standards right here. And how important standards are. Alright, so we go back here. You don't raise your standards. Next thing is breaking promises. Never ever fail your commitments. Never ever break commitments to yourself, because failing commitments destroys self-trust. And the only thing you have from yourself is self-trust. And one way you can start building that again, if you've done a lot of failing commitments or breaking promises, then just one thing I want you to start doing is just start acting on your commitments. If you say you're going to wake up at 5 a.m., wake up at 5 a.m. If you say you're going to work on your business today, well, work on your business. That's acting on your commitments. If you do it every single day for long enough, your self-worth, your self-trust is going to go to the moon. Number 12 is perfectionism. What that basically is waiting for the perfect conditions. And if you wait for the perfect conditions, you're never going to make money. Hell, you're never even going to have a successful business or even make money from it. So I want you to start despite the imperfections and adapt. Because even if you start in shit conditions, terrible situation, that's better for you because you've learned from it. I want you to make mistakes right now. So then later down the line, you've learned from those mistakes and you can grow. Number 13 is prioritizing appearance. And what this basically means is it's just focusing on looking rich and wasting time. So don't focus on looking rich. It might be a little bit important at the start, but it's not as important as it seems. Just focus on building real wealth through long-term investments, through creating content, through providing value. That's what long-term investments actually are, through mentors. Don't focus on looking rich because in the inside, you know you're not rich. You know you're broke. You know you're making $0. So accept the fact that you're broke and start building real wealth. And the final thing which is making you broke is busy work, saying you have busy work. And what this basically means is you're staying busy without prioritizing tasks. The more you prioritize, the better. So one thing I want you to do is I want you to identify high priority activities and then put them at the top of your to-do list and complete them one by one. Right? So those are the 14 mindset beliefs that are going to make you stay poor. Make sure you implement all of them into your daily life and you're going to make a lot of money. If you implement the action steps which I've given you, you're making a lot of money. Now that's the end of the Mindset and Business Foundations video. We've covered a lot in this video, so make sure if you want to watch this video again, feel free to watch it again. We basically covered changing the identity of the person who is capable of hitting your goals. We also went over a 12-step framework for reprogramming your identity. We went over standards. We went over business mindset reprogramming, the real world example. And then we went over 14 mindset beliefs that are going to make you stay poor. Now, if you want to continue staying poor, then click off this video right now. If you want to make money, which you probably do because you've watched an hour-long YouTube video, which even less than the 1%, 0.001% of the population watches 1 hour long videos. So you're crazy making it this far. You're dedicated. I can see you're dedicated to making money and making money online. And if you're still dedicated, if you want to take it one step further, I actually have a free school community link down below, which is going to help you just transform your business, get more traffic to your business so you can start printing cash. So are you an action taker? Or are you one of those lurkers who just watch YouTube videos every single day and don't take action? Take action right now.